Good morning. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And you are here in the Pill Method Club. So listen, go ahead and if you're not a follower of the club, go ahead and click that green mansion at the top of the room and join this club because this is the only club on Clubhouse, the only place anywhere in your city, the only place in your state, the only place in your country that exposes the truth about how lending actually works so that you can know you don't have to pay all of that interest, and that for 88 years we've been paying 75% more interest than we need to pay. 75% more. Okay, I've got some good questions for you in just a few minutes. But just to get started, we're going to introduce our moderator this morning, Miss Kenyatta. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I can assist you with finding properties, financing that property, canceling the interest on that property to get you in yet another property. Tap in with me for your rehab projects as well as your business capital injections. So I'm happy to be here and good morning.
All right, folks. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International. And for 16 years, we've been helping people to understand how to read and understand amortization schedules so that they can understand how lending actually works and how the bank makes their money from lending. And so once we do that, you can know how you can save money on interest, the interest you do not have to pay. All right. So, listen, I want to get into this thing right away, but first I want to talk to Coach. Coach, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, marvelous, and outstanding.
So, do you have a question for us this morning?
Uh, um, Basically, to tell you the truth, I got your book on the 29th,
Yes.
and I finished it yesterday morning.
What?
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, when I got to the page that said that she was a firefighter,
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm with it. I text 10K. I said I got to talk to this brother. I want his project in my city. Yeah, I'm a retired firefighter, Philly firefighter, 29 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You know, and my genius is numbers and studying what you have put together in that book. You know, I'm coming with. I should be getting a call from your office to
Yes.
go over my stuff. You
Okay.
know, I'm one of those who have, to be 100. Didn't follow the rules, and now I fell on my back. Now I can look up, and I know how to get up. But I want to talk later about um, being an affiliate and a partner. That's the main thing.
Wow, wow, we're going to be talking about that in some days to come about partnerships and affiliations with our company. But first of all, did you fill out your entire
Yes, sir.
your data, your financial data? You put that into the system?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Yesterday.
Wow. Okay. So we've got some of our people under the weather now, but we're going to get to that just as soon as possible because you are now in the queue and we're going to take a look at that. Now, what that means is, Coach, because you went to our button that says get a savings and earnings report, you will now know the month, day, and year you could be debt free and how much interest you can save with your current budget. What does that mean? Your current budget. The budget. Now, do you have a mortgage?
Oh no, sir.
You don't have
No,
a
sir.
you don't
No,
have a
sir.
mortgage. Okay.
No, sir.
All right. But the same budget you were approved. You were approved for some credit by obviously.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You were approved for some credit, but the same budget that you used to get approved for that credit is the same budget we're going to use to eliminate it in 1/3 the time. So you don't need to make more money. I was just
Yes,
listening
sir.
to a person the other day, and this is one of the things you need to do is get a budget, and then go out and make more money so you can pay off your debt faster. Is that what you've heard in the past?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard the fact that you can pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years or even sooner without making more money?
No, sir. That's what intrigued me to get more information. And then when I saw your 10K card, I went to step one,
Okay.
and I got the book, read it, um, finished it yesterday morning, and then went to step two and put all my information in.
Let's talk about that book for a minute. Let's talk about the book for a minute. Have you ever received any information on managing loans or debt before? In your lifetime, have you ever received any other information at all?
No, sir. Only thing that I know is people were saying to put more money, pay bi-weekly.
Okay, so you have received
Yeah,
information.
yeah, nothing like what you have.
That's not what I asked.
Oh, yes, sir.
What I asked is, have you ever received any other information?
Oh, yes, sir.
You have.
Sorry.
Okay, so you got that information, and you did you believe that information?
Yes, at first.
Okay, you believe that information when you received
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
and how long have you been practicing that sort of using that information? How long have you been using that information to understand how debt actually works?
I started it, and then I deviated.
Okay.
And then when I got into this club, this room.
Okay. Well, so listen, we're not talking about this yet. I need you
Yes.
to help the people to understand where you were. Okay.
Yeah.
We're at where you were. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
this is information you understood and everybody's talking about it, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you believed it.
Yes, sir.
And you were actually using it.
Yes, sir.
And let me ask you something. Understanding what the experts were teaching you, was it getting you where you wanted to go financially?
No, sir.
What?
No, sir. No, sir.
The very information that experts were teaching was not getting you where you wanted to go.
No, sir.
So what did you what did you do? What did you start to do then?
Just went back in old habits.
Okay. All right. And then you found out about my book.
Yes, sir.
And you read the book.
Yes, sir.
Did that change things for you?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the folks that are listening how that information, can you think of anything that was in the book that you can kind of tell us that you learned and something that you would want to share with somebody that you didn't know before?
The number one thing was that you could come into an agreement inside of the I don't have the book in front of me, but you can come into an agreement and prepay your principal.
Right.
And then by prepaying your principal, that means that you don't have to pay that interest that came along with that particular monthly principal.
Okay. Wow.
And that's what, kept me up to read more. And
Okay.
then once you started putting the dots together, I was like, oh, wow, damn, there's a lot of people that need to know about this. A lot. And being a former youth football and basketball coach, I know a lot of parents that are living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of people headed towards bankruptcy or foreclosure. And they just need to know how to understand the numbers, because I've never heard this before. But the numbers don't lie; people do.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So listen, man, we've got we got somebody. Coach, listen, man, go back. Can we put you on mute for just a little bit? We got Sean
Oh, yes,
10K.
sir.
We got Sean 10K in the building. Sean, can you speak to us for a minute?
The level of disrespect that takes place in this room is not allowed. I'm on stage. I'm seeing Bam in the audience. I can't do nothing to help my brother, who's the rightful partner of 10K cars in the. Don. I don't know what to tell you, Don. Hey, Don, what's happening, my brother?
Oh,
Kenyatta, coach.
so now things are better.
Shout out to your type of message community. What's happening, family?
So things are better now, Sean.
Things are much better now, man. I just tried pulling up Brian up there, but Brian said, "No, Sean, I don't want to fight. I'm just gonna chill in the audience here. Don choose his path. I'm just gonna follow it. You see, I'm not like Brian. I'm not as humble as Brian. I came to say the pill method here to change life. I'm not gonna live from the goo.
Hey,
What's up, Don? I'm here to support you, man. I realize this room is too small, so let me just wake it up for a second, guys. Hey, there's 40 members in this room. There's only 7 shares. That means there's a few shoplifters in the room. I want everyone to go to the bottom left, click on the share button, and get this room into the hallway, guys. Click on the share button, share the clubhouse, put some kind of message in there. I'm going to put let's go. Then I'm going to click on share. Share it in the hallway, wake up the hallway. I shared it on Twitter as well. So let's wake up this room, guys. Information is too valuable. With that said, Captain Don, I'll pass my back over to you.
All right, man. Listen, something happened yesterday that was groundbreaking, never done before on Clubhouse. I mean, in history. All right. Can you tell us what happened yesterday that was groundbreaking?
Don, let me tell you something. The book Think and Grow Rich, the book As a Man Thinketh, all these books are wonderful because there's a principle in that book says, if you can see it in your mind, you can actually manifest it in real life. Basically, there's something that's missing between seeing it in your mind and manifesting it in real life. It takes belief, it takes faith, it takes creating a path that's undeniably clear where you can manifest whatever you want. It is possible. And we proved that yesterday, Don. We hosted the largest event on Clubhouse yesterday, where we had all of the top influencers in one place on one stage. We attracted over 4.3 thousand members to pass through the room yesterday, Don. It was just something beautiful, man.
Wow.
It would take months, probably years, to put off something that we did yesterday, and it was done in less than a month for us. Less than a month. Start off with a very simple conversation, and look what we pulled off. What's up? You want to ask a question?
Yeah. So how many speakers did you actually have of influencers did you actually have
We
in
have
this thing?
we have over 75. We got over 75 speakers the past 3 yesterday.
Wow, 75. And names?
75 speakers.
Can you give us some of those names? Are they secret?
Oh, absolutely. We had the rundown. We had Nelson. We had Cindy Stumpo. We had Don Daniel. We had my guy Bam from Bam.eco, Brian Franklin. We had Hocus 45. We had Ion Fix My Life. We had Freddie. We had Dante Brooks. All the biggest names in Clubhouse was at one shop yesterday. We had Marquis Trail. We had a honey, big honey, not the little one. So all of the biggest names you are familiar with on Clubhouse, they were all at the largest event yesterday on Clubhouse. We even had Grant Cardone passing through the building for a short moment. Everyone that's on Clubhouse with a relevance badge next to them, they were at the private mod event yesterday, Don.
Wow, I heard some.
Oh, not everyone. I wasn't there, and I'm pretty relevant.
Me, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm selling the fear of missing out to everyone that didn't show up. I invited certain people. I tell certain people to show up. They didn't pull up. I figured they were busy in their life and planning a list of regrets. And maybe that was just one of the things they wanted to miss out on. Kenyatta, it was a sight to be seen. And we were all over the internet. For you to miss that, I'm going to have to fire someone from the staff or have a conversation with you and find out why the heck you weren't there. But we'll talk about that later. Either way, if you weren't there, I was still in recording. Back to you, Don.
Wow. Listen, Sean, I heard, I was actually there, and it was a sight to behold. Here's one thing that I heard some of the top moderators saying, that You were able to do something that not only that they didn't do, but they didn't even think of, pulling everybody into one space and talk about something that was positive, not negative. Talk to me about positive energy versus negative energy, and then we're going to get started on our show.
No competition, no comparison. You see, as much as people may have thought that Clubhouse was dead, as much as people would have thought that Clubhouse has become this cesspool, yesterday was proof that no, Clubhouse can be absolutely amazing again. And Don, we have embarked on a mission. It's called a Private Mod Club that's going to breathe life back into the positive side of Clubhouse. We created a community by choice where members can be a part of if they want to grow and succeed their business. You see, being positive or negative is a choice, and the negative is the easiest one to pull because you don't even have to make that decision. It can just happen. But when you make a decision to be positive and you make a decision to manage that decision, then is when life is going to change for you, Don. So what we pulled off yesterday was nothing about positive. It's nothing less than positive decisions being managed. It had to be a conscious decision. I'm done. There were fires being taking place all throughout my operation, but I choose not to touch those fires. I said, hey, boom, we'll do that tomorrow. Boom, we'll do that on Monday. Boom, right now the mission is the mission. So okay, having a positive mindset and managing that decision to be positive was the secret to our success yesterday. Managing the decision to be positive. Allow no room for negativity. That was the secret to our success, Don. One of.
Wow, Sean. And listen, I want to. You can talk about it all day. You can say the words all day, Sean. But when you're in the midst of it and doing something about it and keeping that attitude, let me give you an example, folks. One of the fires that we have to put out, okay, is something that happened to me directly. Directly. Someone actually, without permission, stole $4,000, over $4,000 from me on yesterday. But guess what? I'm doing my Bible study this morning. and we have to keep a positive attitude and an air of forgiveness. And how do we think about that? As somebody who stole something or somebody who is obviously in need of some type of help and compassion because they don't know better?
That part. That part.
And so,
and Don,
and how, and
Don, I'll tell you,
listen,
I'm purposely cutting you off.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
purposely cutting you off. You know what I love working with you, Don? This is what I love about you. Some could have interpreted that as the worst day ever, the worst possible thing that can happen ever. And when you called me with the situation, said, Captain, don't worry about it. There's a paper trail of everything. There's an electronic trail of everything. Any transaction can be reversed. We can take action. And to hear you come from that angle with that approach, Don, is freaking beautiful. Because the parties that were involved, I had a conversation. I said, nothing happens until Friday. I got an agreement on all sides. So for this to happen, a tremendous blocking of blessing would have been put in place right there. We can expand more on that, but to see you interpreted that way, Don, man, look, I appreciate you so much for it. Let me tell you something. God is going to bless you tenfold over. So when we speak, we'll have the first conversation, and if that transaction wasn't reversed or blocked, that individual literally would have blocked themselves from a house of blessing. So we will talk. We'll make sure everything is made right. And I just love to see you approach it from the way in which you did. Because that's how I approach every situation, Captain. Relationships above money. Relationship above money. The other individual get to choose which one's more important to them. Relationship or money. They get to choose. Back to you, Don.
Exactly, Sean. Exactly.
This exchange is so beautiful, and I bet it's going over everybody's head. Can we please get into an example?
Okay, listen. We're going to get into that example. So, Coach, listen, man. I'm glad that you were talking about the book this morning, and we're going to bring that book back on the screen. And if you want to see what's going on, all right. If you want to see what's going on, all right. Hold on for just a second. All right. We have my engineer had to disconnect for a little bit. So, Coach, talk to me. Talk to me. You said you read the book. All right.
Yes, sir.
You read the book. You got some things from the book. What do you have you ever gotten any information like that before in life?
No, sir.
Okay. And do you believe this is going to be life changing?
Yes, sir.
All right, listen, folks. Here's what he's talking about. He read a book. He read a book that my book, which is on Amazon right now, is a 5-time bestseller. All right, go to the link at the top of the page. All right, click that link. All right, and let's see, is that the right link? Okay, yeah, and you can get the book. All right. Using that link, you can, step number 1 is to get the book. Once you get the book, all right, it is a 5-time bestseller on Amazon. It is the only one on Amazon that talks about how to understand how lending actually works so that you can save up to 75% on your interest cost. Let me ask you a question, everybody. All right. And I really do need some answers. If there was a way for you to make sure that you could buy gasoline at 75 cents a gallon forever, would you want to know how to do that? I need you to answer in the chat. Okay. Go ahead and answer in the chat. If there was a way for you to save, so for you to purchase gasoline at 75 cents or less forever, would you want to know how to do that? Okay. Let me see. Let me see what kind of answers we get in here. Somebody said absolutely, absolutely. Yes. So here's what we're talking about. So if there was a way for you to get a discount card every time you swipe it, okay? Every time you swipe that card, whether it's at a restaurant or at a grocery store, anytime you're buying any food anywhere, it would give you a 75% discount on that food. Would you want to know about that as well? You know, are you hearing me? Okay, folks, is that something you would want to be able to get food at 75% off? Is there anyone? Anyone? Go ahead and if that's something that would be pleasing to you, go ahead and tell us in the chat. All right, or come to the stage. Either one. So here's what we're talking about. We're telling people how to borrow money at a discount. So here's what I mean. If you're supposed to pay $100,000 in interest on this loan, because whenever you get loans, the bank has to tell you how much interest you have to pay. What if you found out that you could use the same budget and not pay them all $100,000 in interest, but pay them $20,000 to $25,000 instead with your same budget? Meaning more of your money goes to pay back the loan, less of your money pays the interest. Therefore, you can pay that loan off in 1/3 the time, not with using more money, but by paying less interest. That's what we're talking about today. That's what you can do. And before we even get started, Kenyatta, before we even get started on how we do that, do you know that we have a celebrity endorsement? Somebody who has actually used the P.I.L.L method, who is we got another celebrity endorsement. We have more than one, but our latest celebrity endorsement came in just about a month ago. All right. And I'd like to be able to put that on. Can we go ahead and put that on right now? Is that a possibility?
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't got to do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Wow, let that breathe for just a quick second. That was none other than E.T., the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas, who said just a little over a month ago that he used the P.I.L.L method to pay off his mortgage, and he did it in 4 years and announced it publicly. And we were able to capture that on video. Wow, another celebrity endorsement. So we got a brand new person to the stage. Mr. Julian, how are you this morning, sir? Listen, he may be clipping something. He may be in the background.
I just want to make sure it's the Julian that we think it is, Captain.
Okay.
I tried the Hey, Julian, what's up? Are you on stage? Julian, what's happening? If you're on stage, unmute your mic and say hello.
It's in the lower right hand.
I'm going to talk him back into the audience.
Okay.
If this is the real Julian, he has too much integrity to be on stage on mute. The fact that he doesn't have his social media attached to his account, I'm a little leery about it. So we'll talk him back into the audience just for security purposes.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Listen, folks, you just heard something from the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world. If you have questions about how all of this works, come up to the stage and find out what very few people know at that level. All right. All right. Just a few people that are at that celebrity level understand this, but it is actually permeating their ranks. Why would someone who is a celebrity get a mortgage in the first place when they can afford to pay cash? And I'll tell you why. People who have means, people who make a lot of money, learn how to do one thing very, very well. They learn how to use somebody else's money. I need you all to start pinging some people in here right now. And we're going to show you some of the secrets of using somebody else's money. And why would somebody who has a lot of money use somebody else's money? All right. Can somebody tell me why somebody who has a lot of money want to use somebody else's money? Can anybody?
Yeah, that's my call. So you guys listen, you do not want to be over leveraged. It doesn't make sense. Your favorite store, Walmart, doesn't even do it. Everything that you see in Walmart is on lease. They only pay the bill after you purchase. So you have to have the same mindset as some of your big box companies, because at the end of the day, it's about how much money you get to keep. And so if your money is always out there working extra hard and you having to tell your kids you can't go on that vacation, your quality of life suffers. But if you tap into the means of loans and actually learn how to use them to the advancement of you, you actually win. Tap in with me if you need a loan.
How about that, Kenyatta? So listen, folks, I want you to know something. The biggest borrower in town. Who is the biggest borrower in your town? Who borrows the most money than anybody in your town? Come on, tell me. Anybody?
The bank.
The bank. It is the bank. The bank borrows more money than anybody in your town. And whose money are they borrowing, folks? Whose money are they borrowing? That's right. Some people say, I heard somebody out there in the audience said they're borrowing our money. When they borrow our money, what are they doing with that money? They're putting that money to work. They're lending it out to other people. And they're making tons and tons and tons of interest on using our money. And what do? They pay us pennies on the dollar for the use of that money. And we have gotten into that habit. So What can we learn from that? Can we learn how to use the bank's money, Kenyatta, to make a big profit using their money and then pay them pennies on the dollar for the use of their money? Oh my goodness, yes. So folks, listen, I need all of you to start getting some people in here. Share the room. We're at 16 shares right now. So I want to go over how we can understand the idea of how to borrow money at a discount so that you can see it. Now, if you want to see this, listen, I got two people that are on watching us on video right now. So if you want to see these examples, go ahead, Kenyatta, explain to them how they can see what's going on.
Okay, you guys, what you want to do is go to ICE10K videos with an S.com. That's ICE10K videos with the S.com. And make sure you do it from another device so that you can still listen to us on Clubhouse and be a part of the conversation. Go ahead and do that. It'll take you straight to YouTube where you can like, comment, subscribe. You want to use a tablet, desktop, or a laptop to access it. Again, ICE10K videos with an S.com.
Thank you very much, Kenyatta. So we're getting some stuff on the screen right now, and I need everybody to go ahead and take a look at your screen once you get there, and we're going to go over some of the basics. All right. So right now I have a $200,000 mortgage on screen. $200,000 mortgage on screen, and I'm putting it in at 3% interest. You know, there was a while ago that you could get a 3% loan. Can't do it anymore right now. So what we're going to do is show what happens when you have a $200,000 mortgage at 3%. The payment on that is $843.21. Here is how much interest the bank wants on this loan over 30 years. I want everybody to tap into this, okay? $103,555.60. I need you to listen to this one more time. $100,000 mortgage. $100,000 mortgage. The bank wants you to pay over 30 years $103,555. Listen, I just came back from Houston, and I was staying in I was staying at the Westin. And listen, there were expensive cars all over the place. You know, I saw parked outside a restaurant while I was there. Okay, a Rolls Royce SUV, and I didn't even know Rolls Royce made it SUV. A Rolls Royce SUV. Okay, do you believe that car cost over $100,000? Do you believe it costs over $100,000? Now, let me ask you something. Even on a Rolls Royce, can you get a 30-year loan on a Rolls Royce? Anybody? Come on, put it in the chat. Can you get a 30-year loan on, or even if it's a Rolls Royce, can you get a 30-year loan on it? Have you ever heard of a 30-year? Terry Lewis said, no, you can't. Okay. So now if coach says no, all right, listen, folks, if you can't get a 30-year loan on a Rolls Royce that costs over $100,000, if you get a loan on that car, do you know it has to be paid off in 6 or 7 years? It still has to be paid off in 6 or 7 years. Okay. The longest term I've ever heard on a car is like 84 months. 84 months. So even a Rolls Royce has to be paid off in 84 months. But their car, they'll let you, but for a house, they'll give it to you to let you pay it off over 360 months. So let me ask you, if it's possible to pay off a $100,000 car in 84 months, why can't we pay off a $100,000 house in 84 months? Come on, somebody tell me. Why? Why is that? Sean Lashley, are you still in the house?
I'm in the building, Don. I'm in the building. What's the question?
Listen, man, we were just asking. You know, I saw when we were in Houston, I saw a Rolls Royce SUV. Okay. And I was asking, do you think it costs more than $100,000? And then we were asking about how long does it take?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So does it take, can I get a 30-year loan on a Rolls Royce?
Absolutely not.
So why in the world do I have to pay off my Rolls Royce in 84 months? But I can have $100,000 house and take 30 years to pay it off. Something is wrong with this picture.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it, though. Listen, man, here's what we're going to do. I need you to see this on the screen. And I've got a $200,000 mortgage at 3%. And people would kill to get a 3% loan right now. But guess what? Over 30 years, the bank wants $103,555 for that. Do you realize that the total interest paid as a percentage of principal is not 3%? It's 51.778%. 51%. So a 3% mortgage, when we amortize the loan, is actually is actually a 51% loan. That's why it takes so long to pay it off. All right. So I'm going to change this now. I'm changing it to 4%, getting it closer to where we are now, changing it to 4%. So a $200,000 loan at 4% interest, the bank wants $143,000 in interest. That means they want 71.869% of what we borrowed. $143,738 is 71% of $200,000. How in the world does the bank get it from 4% all the way to 71%? No wonder it takes 30 years or longer to pay it off. And we're not done here, folks. So I need you to know, I need you to write down in the chat, the interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you pay. The interest rate you quoted, you are quoted at the time you're getting this loan is not the interest rate you pay. You're learning the truth this morning about these loans. All right. So we're going to take this. We got the same $200,000 loan. All right. And we're putting it in at 5% now. We're getting closer to where we are right now in mortgage rates. Okay. And we're going to give that a new payment. It's now $1,073.64 a month. But over 30 years, the bank wants on $200,000, the bank wants $186,510.40, almost as much as you borrowed in principal. $200,000 you're borrowing, you're going to pay back $186,510.40 in interest. Folks, do you know what the real interest rate is? Do you know what the effective interest rate is on that? 93.255%. 93%. They're taking 5% and turning it into 93%. And I want anybody here to tell me, when you're getting your mortgage, is anybody sitting down and telling you how 5% gets all the way to 93%? Are they explaining that to you at the time you are getting your mortgage? Can anybody listen? You can come to the stage or you can put it in the chat. Is anybody at the time you're signing those mortgage papers? Okay. Now, wait, let me ask this first. Anybody in the audience that's listening to me on Clubhouse here or on YouTube, anybody there have a mortgage? Put a number 1 in the chat if you have a mortgage. All right, put a number 1 in the comments if you're watching us online. Okay, if you're watching us online or on Clubhouse, if you're listening to us on Clubhouse, if you have a mortgage, put a number 1. Put a number 1 in. Okay. And so, yes, I see there. Okay. I see some. So here's my question to you all who are putting number 1s in the chat right now. When you were getting your mortgage, did anybody explain to you that your 3% mortgage really means 51%, that your 4% mortgage really means 71%. Did anyone tell you that your 5% mortgage really means 93%? Come on. $186,510. That means that the true cost of this home at $200,000, the true cost is $386,510. Wow. So you're buying a $200,000 home, okay, in a $200,000 neighborhood, but it costs $386,510 when they add in the interest. Are you ever going to recoup your cost on this house if you got to pay $386,000 for a $200,000 house? Oh my gosh. Folks, I got one more. Do you know the interest rates right now? Interest rates right now, 6.25%. 6.25. Kenyatta, am I telling the truth right now? So, because I mean, you're the resident lender, all right? For residential loans, 6.25. Are people paying that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All day, all day, all day. So this $200,000 mortgage at 6.25%. Oh, I'm wound up today. You know why I'm wound up today, folks? Because of the mindset that we have here. This information we're giving out, it's being recorded, it's on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on LinkedIn and Facebook. It's going to be out there forever for people to know. And listen, this is so important for people to know. Please, I'm asking you to help me. All right, because I'm talking here and I can't always share like I want to. We're at 16 shares and we have how many people in here? Oh my goodness. We have 21 people in here right now. Go ahead. Can I get 4 more shares? Anybody who's new to the room, Kenyatta, explain to them how they can see, because I'm getting ready to show what 6.25 really means when they get an interest rate. And I'm also going to show how 6.25% interest can actually save you money if you know the rules to the game. Come on.
Okay, everyone, let me just let you know that when I first met Don and he was telling me that a bigger interest actually is better, I looked at him funny, okay? But after much debate and much conversation, he won me over. And if you want to be won over, go ahead and go to ice10kvideos.com and learn why we're not scared of the inflation. We're not scared of what's going on right now. Again, go to ice10kvideos with the s.com so you can see these examples. And while you're there, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share so everyone else will not be, victim to this fear mongering that's going on. Okay, Don, show them where it's at.
Okay. Listen, folks, I got one more thing to see if Sean 10K, because I know he's busy in the mornings with the kids. Can you spend just a couple more minutes with us, Sean? Because I got a question to ask you. If you're available. Sean 10K, if you're available, I got a question for you. Let me know when you can answer. Go ahead and flash your mic when you can answer. But Kenyatta, I think you remember. When I first came to Clubhouse with this information, how was it received?
I don't remember many people, receiving it well. I know that I received it right off the bat, but some others struggled with it. I think they was just stuck with the mundane, information that they was getting throughout their lives.
So yeah, it wasn't received very well, folks. It wasn't received very well by some of the biggest names on Clubhouse. All right. And I was actually
some that even come to this room. And so, Don, that's just a testament of the information.
Yeah.
That once you learn it, you can't deny it.
All right, folks, here we go. It wasn't well received because it goes against everything that we've been taught. It goes against everything we've been taught, how a higher interest rate is actually better than the lower one. But I need to first tell you what's going on with this. I'm putting in a brand new mortgage, okay, at 6.25%, the $200,000 mortgage at 6.25%. We're going to calculate that right now, and it comes up at $1,231.43. That is the payment. Now, the reason why that is not a problem, the reason why that's not a problem for some people is because that payment is still lower than rent in their area. So they're not looking at the interest cost. They're looking at how much am I paying monthly for a home that I can call my own, but is it really their own? So when we use the term homeowner, Kenyatta, when I first get that house, am I really a home owner or am I a home buyer?
A home buyer. You're not a home owner until you get that deed.
You're not a homeowner until you get the deed. And so what the bank is doing is, listen, they do what banks do. All right. They lend money for as long as they can, for as much as they can. All right. And so you get that house and then you get in there and then you're paying less than the rent for a comparable house. So you feel good about it. And you just keep making that payment every single month, just like rent. And do you know what? We go from renting a house to renting the money to buy the house for our entire lifetime, because 9 out of 10 people 9 out of 10 people will never pay off a mortgage. Think about it. I don't care how old you are. Think about it. How many people do you know that actually have a mortgage that actually paid it off? It'll be less than 10% of the people you know. Count it up. So here's what we got, folks. Here's what we've got. $200,000 at 6.25%. Here's the payment, $1,231.43. But we're going to take a look here in the summary and see that the total interest paid over 30 years on a $200,000 loan is $243,314.80. Oh my goodness. We have Moran in the building. Moran, can we get you to come up to the stage because you got something going on special? All right. We got Bam in the house. All right. Let's see if we can get her to come on up. All right. So great. And we got Bam. Let's see if we can get to come on up. All right.
Good morning, Moran.
All right. We got some more people.
Good morning.
Moran, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Happy Friday. How are you all?
All right. Moran, I'm just explaining to the folks that the interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you actually end up paying. This is a $200,000 mortgage for 30 years at 6.25%. And you are a real estate agent. Where?
I am in Dallas, Texas.
And I'm coming to Dallas, Texas. Before too
Awesome.
long.
Let me know when.
All right. So listen, we have the total interest paid that the bank wants on this $200,000 loan is $243,314.80. The bank wants more in interest than the principal borrowed at 6.25%. All right. More than that.
Mm-hmm.
So more than the principal borrowed. So the total interest paid as a percentage of principal, here it is, folks. Here's the number, 121.657%. 121%. Almost 122%. They want more in interest than, so to buy this house, the true cost of this house is $443,314.80. One house for you, one house for the bank. Anybody, listen, put it in the chat. Listen, we're still at 16 shares. Oh no, we got to get it up to 20 shares. Can I get 4 more shares in here? Can I get 4 more shares just for this information alone? Can I get 4 more for just this information alone? While you got $200,000 at 6.25, the bank wants 243,000, which is really 121.657%. Oh my goodness. But don't listen, don't fret. I'm going to tell you how you can turn this whole thing around. But first, I need to hear from Miss Moran. Moran, tell us who you are. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just slipping on my job here. Moran, tell us who you are, what you do, and you've got an event that's coming up. Could you talk to us about it?
Yes, I can. My name is Maran. I am a realtor, as mentioned here in Dallas, Texas. I am also a short-term rental locator and operator. That's kind of the area that I focus in as far as real estate. I know many of you guys may know Larry West the third, so I'm also working with him in regards to accounting and tax planning. That's my background and what I went to school for, so kind of dabbling back in that. But yeah, I also do events. Done quite a few events for a few moderators here on Clubhouse. Our next one we've got coming up is July 30th in Dallas, Texas. That is a couple different topics that we're going to cover. Great city, great time. You can go to my Instagram page to get more information. But yeah, that's kind of what I got going on at the moment.
All right. So listen, how can folks get the information on this event that you've got coming? I don't mind you talking about it here. I mean, because listen, there's no stingy energy here. All right. So tell us about the event and why is it powerful, and who's putting it on? Is this like women putting this on? Come on, talk to us.
It is. Okay. I've got to do a better job at being a marketer. Sean, I'm learning from you, but yeah, so it's with Wire Women in Real Estate. If you would like to learn more about the event, we have them going on nationwide. So the next one's just in Dallas. I believe we just had one in Charlotte. It's just joinwomeninrealestate.com/Dallas. You do not have to be a woman to attend or be a member. I just wanted to put that out there. So it's just a platform to, just kind of uplift and bring us together. But we do, we've got, it's diversified when it comes to our events and membership. But yeah, just joinwomeninrealestate.com for general information, joinwomeninrealestate.com/Dallas for our event. And we cover a variety of topics, from real estate to business credit to lending to, we've got, I don't know, about 15 or so different speakers that day. So we're really excited about it, and hopefully making it affordable so any and everyone can attend. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can shoot me a DM or, a message on Clubhouse. I'd be happy to help in any way.
Hey, listen.
Okay, so for all the women in the audience, you want to tap into this event because their group was actually founded because of them not being able to have a voice among all of the men on Clubhouse. So they started their own and it grew exponentially. I'm a part of it and I love the information that they pump out. They really walk the walk and talk the talk. And so if you want to be a part of a group of people that's actually making impact, not just talking, this is the group for that.
There you go. That part.
Mm-hmm.
So Maran, is 10K working with you and helping you with a 10K card to help you with the marketing and getting that information out?
I have my 10K card. I need to reach out to him about it.
All right, listen, don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. I got a meeting with him today. All right, and if is he 10K? Are you listening right now? Because he's dealing with it.
I think it's been hit and miss. So we've been texting this past week or so, but we definitely need to.
I'm going to
get
make
back
sure
connected.
it gets done. Okay. So we're
Okay.
going to make sure it gets on all your 10K cards so we can help get this information out. And so you can actually, and you're selling tickets to this, right?
Yeah, we've got tickets. We're just kind of going I think the early bird's still going on. So I'll have to check. That might be till July 1st, which is today. But if you are interested and it's not available, you can always ping me and I can make that happen.
All right. So it's a live event in Dallas, but is there going to be a virtual component as well?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's a little different. So
Okay.
it's honestly we're trying to have a not such a conference style where you're sitting in a ballroom. I think we go to many of those often. So we're actually getting kind of creative, and it's at our Dallas, Arts and Letters Theater. So we're mixing different components of comedy and guest speakers that aren't on Clubhouse, and then we've also have a VIP dinner the night before that's at a entertainment type of venue. So it's so many moving parts. I think we may record it, but at the moment, no. It's just kind of hopefully if you guys can make it to Dallas, that would be best case scenario.
Listen, folks, I want you to know how powerful this is. So we've got women getting together and talking about how they can level up in real estate. And it's going to be very powerful information. And when somebody has been marginalized in any way, shape, or form, the intensity at which they approach something is more powerful. And when they get that information, they're able. So when somebody has been left out of something and then they get into it and find out that they can excel, I mean, they go further, they go faster. So if I wanted to know more about real estate right now, okay, do I want to get with the people, the old boys group that have been doing this forever, or do I want to get with people who have been marginalized, who are going further and faster? I tell you what, I tell you would I be going? And let me tell you, folks, I was invited. All right. But I couldn't be there because of a previous engagement. But the next time around, I'm hoping I can work with you all. But I want to thank you for the invitation. And please pass that on to everyone that's on your planning committee, Moran. I really did want to be there. But next time, maybe I can. I want to thank you for coming to the stage, and we're going to get into why a 6.25% interest rate is better, if you can afford the payment, is better than 2.99. Okay. All right. So, folks, listen, you want to be able to see this. Also, I need you also to see. All right. You are in the P.I.L.L Method Club. You are at the top of the hour, the P.I.L.L Method Club. And this is how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. But to be able to do that, you need to know the basics of why people find it impossible to do exactly that. But we're going to get into some of the basics as to how the loans actually work. All right. But here's something I want you all to know, that about a month ago, we got another celebrity endorsement. And Kenyatta, please help people to see not only this example, but they need to see our celebrity endorsement. How can they see this if they're on Clubhouse and they want to see our video?
Hey, new people. What you want to do is go to ICE 10K videos with the S.com. It'll take you straight to YouTube where you can see this example, as well as the celebrity that signed on for the P.I.L.L method. While you're there, comment, like, subscribe, and share.
All right, folks, we're going to get into just after I'm going to play this video for you so that you can hear it and see it, where Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher, it's your boy E.T., came into the house when we had him there to speak at our conference in Nashville, Tennessee, just over a month ago. All right. So, folks, let's go ahead and let's play what ET had to say about the P.I.L.L method.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was E.T., the hip hop preacher, who said that he used the P.I.L.L method to pay off his loan. And listen, that is getting ready to go out far and wide on TV and on social media. Oh man. So when you get an endorsement like that, you've got to put it out there for the people to know. So you got a sneak peek. You're the first people that have to be able to see this on Clubhouse and on our streaming platforms. Okay, so we got a new person in on the stage, Miss Coffee Brown. How are you this morning, ma'am? Can you talk to us?
Good morning, Don. Celebrity Don, that is. You know, we're talking about all these other people being celebrities, but you're the real celebrity. Just want you to know that. So good morning, Don. Good morning to everybody else on the stage. Happy 1st of July, the month of completion, the month of escalated elevation. Let's get it done, Don.
Listen, folks, we're already done with the first half of the year. And the second half of the year is going to be more powerful than the first half of this year, because we're going to be leveling people up. If you're thinking about getting a mortgage, all right, go ahead and put a number 2 in the chat. If you're in this building and you're thinking about getting a mortgage, go ahead and put a number 2 in the chat, because I want to show you how you don't have to worry about, oh, listen, here they come. You don't have to worry about the 6.25%. In fact, you're going to be glad if you can afford the payment. You're going to be glad you waited till now to get the mortgage. And I need you to start sharing this out. Share the room. Get it out there. We're at 19 shares. I need one more share. If I can get one more share, all right, then I can then show you why 6%, 6.25% is actually better than, let's say 2.99. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna compare two mortgages, one at 6%, one at 2.99. All right, we are there. Ladies and gentlemen. We finally got there. So listen, get some more people in here. We're at 20 people in the room. 61 people have been through here. This is a 2-hour room. Remember, you are in the P.I.L.L Method Club. Go ahead and click the link up above. Go ahead and follow your moderators. And then you're in How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 years. So we're using a $200,000 mortgage as our example. And I'm going to put a new tab up, and we're going to do another $200,000 mortgage. Okay. And we're going to put this one at 2.99%. All right. So we're going to show you what's going on with that. All right. So that's an $842 payment at 2.99. And we're looking at $200,000 mortgage at 6.25 right now on the screen. Okay. 6.25 interest rate. So we're going to scroll down and see at $200,000, the bank wants $243,000 in interest, but we don't want to pay them that. So we're going to understand what we can do to save money at the same rate they're charging us. All right. So let's scroll down to payment number 1. Payment number one you need to see how much money is going to principal and how much money is going to interest. The principal is the part of your payment that goes to pay back the loan. That is actually mortgage payment. Mortgage has to do with the money you borrowed. You borrowed the 200,000. You did not borrow the interest. You borrowed the 200,000. You didn't borrow the $240,000 in interest that the bank wants. So when you're paying back a loan, then you want to make sure that you understand what is interest and what is principal. All right. So, but before we can get into that, we have Miss Credit Goddess who's just joined us on the stage. Rosa Laura, how are you this morning?
I'm great, Don. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Oh, we got another share in here. It's up to 23 shares right now. Keep sharing the room, folks. And I see we got 2 clips. All right. So, Miss Rosa Laura, tell us who you are and what it is that you do, please.
Oh, for sure. Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Rose Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit and the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew here. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, so I help my clients improve their credit so that way they can gain access to other people's money and then apply the P.I.L.L method so that way we can rinse and repeat. I'm also a business credit consultant, so any of you guys that are interested in building your or establishing your business credit, definitely tap in with me. My number is in my bio. Send your name and email address there, and a link will be sent to you where you can book a call with me and let's get it going. But hey, thank you for having me, Don.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Listen, we've got just a shout out to O'Neill, who just got O'Neill Parker from BOB, who just came into the audience. Thank you. Listen, O'Neill, listen. Oh, if you can, come up to the stage, man. I know you've got a lot of things going on, and but if you want to keep us in the background, that's quite all right as you're working. But anytime you want to come to the stage, sir, please feel free. And listen, if you want to know something about business, all right, business over breakfast is the place to be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. All right. And so a powerful, powerful, powerful group of individuals, and they give out such great content about business. I'm talking about what I heard yesterday about, I learned some things yesterday in their room about grants. Okay. Millions and even billions of dollars in grants. Okay. Specifically put aside for people of color that go untapped. I need you right now to find BOB, find what they were talking about yesterday, and listen to the replay. All right, because there are billions, even trillions of dollars that have been set aside for people of color. And what is a grant? Listen, can anybody tell me how a grant differs from a loan? Can anybody tell me how a grant differs from a loan? Anybody?
Free money.
What does that mean? What do you mean free money?
That you don't have to pay back.
You don't have to pay back. The government has money set aside for people of color that all they have to do is fill out the application correctly, and you can get that money. Oh my goodness. If you all don't listen to that replay, I don't know what to tell you. If you've been struggling, if you want to know how you can start your business, there's probably money out there specifically for your business as a grant that you never have to pay back, that all you have to do is fill out the application properly and have all of your ducks in a row. That there's some things that you're going to have to do to set your business up correctly to be able to receive the money. But once you start receiving that money, what I heard was after 5 years, you've receiving that money, all you have to do is just show up. They stop checking you after that. They said, listen, we're going to watch you like a hawk for the first 5 years to make sure you're using it correctly, that you are, doing what you say you're going to do. But after that, people keep getting that money year after year after year to level up their business. So folks, I don't know about you, but I got the information. I got the lady's name and number who's going to be doing this, but I need you to go and get it, because I'm going to be calling her to see how we can help more people with grant money. If there's grant money out there to educate students, high school and college students, about how credit actually works, to get them ready with this information, I'm going to find out if there's grant money for that and tap into that so that we can get that information out to students all over the country. All right, folks, back to my example. Let's see if there's any new people in the house. Kenyatta, how can they see my example on the screen?
They want to go to ice10kvideos.com, where they'll go straight to YouTube, where they can like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share.
All right, folks, anytime you want to raise your hand to ask a question, go ahead and do that. Raise your hand, ask a question, get in here. And I want to thank everybody. For being in here and participating in the chat. All right. And sharing the room. All right. So we're going to get back to our screen here. Okay. Look at this. We have payment of principal, $189.76. And here's how it works. I'm going to break this down for you step by step. On this $200,000 mortgage, you make the very first payment. Today is the first of the month. You make a payment to the mortgage, $189.76 goes to principal. That means to pay down the loan. Out of your $1,231 that you paid, $189.76 goes to pay down the loan. $1,041.67 goes to interest to help the bank do what they do. That money, none of that money helps you. $1,041.67. So now $189 goes to the $200,000 that we have, that we borrowed. And now I need you to look at the principal balance here of $199,810.24. That's how much you owe now. The bank uses the principal balance on any line to figure out how much interest you pay on the very next line. Okay, so you don't even need to know the math. You just need to know the pictures. And folks, this is how I figured it out. I'm autistic, and when I look at how my autism manifests itself, I see things in pictures and patterns. So when I see an amortization schedule, I see the patterns, and I'm saying, why, if I can see these patterns, why are we paying it like this when all we have to do is this and save a ton of money? And I'm going to show you what I see when I look at this thing in just a minute or two. So when we pay this money in July, so we just made our July payment. All right, we're paid down to $199,810.24. And the bank uses that number to tell us how much interest we owe on the very next line. That would be for August. So August payment goes like this. Instead of paying $1,041.67, we're going to pay $1,040.68. Just a little over $1 less. Still $1,000 going to interest. Can you imagine that? Out of a payment you can afford, $1,000 goes to interest, while your payment you got $190.75 that goes to the principal, the money that you borrowed. Now, I'm going to show you why bankers, people who own a bank, never share how this system works, not even with their employees, because this is where the weakness lies in their system. Of course, there had to be a weakness in their system. Anytime you have a system that makes this kind of money, where you can actually turn 6.25% into 121%, that is a lot of money that they're making times all of the clients that they have. Like 100 million mortgages out there, 100 million mortgages making this kind of money. Listen, I can't even tell you how much interest that is, even in a month, let alone 30 years. That is crazy money. So let me show you why they never even teach their employees how this works. Because once you understand the weakness in the system, you don't pay interest like this anymore. As a caveat, I need you to know, I'm not explaining how the P.I.L.L method works. The P.I.L.L method, we have a whole system here. I'm showing you the weakness in the system that drives how the P.I.L.L method works with our opportunity cost calculator, which is a artificially intelligent cloud-based computing system that matches up with the bank's computing system and beats them at their own game. We have a computer that beats the bank's computer at their own game. Oh my goodness. Watch this now. Watch this. So we pay July's payment, okay? And and August principal payment is $100, $190.75. And here's my question. Do I have to wait till next month to give the bank that $190.75? Do I have to? The answer is no. I can give it to them early. I can give it to them this month. I make my regular payment, and if I wanted to, if I had it, I could give them $190.75 this month. I don't have to wait till next month. If I do, 100% of that money goes to principal. I'm paid down to line 2, where I owe $199,619.49. I am paid down to line 2 immediately this month. Okay, what just happened? If I'm paid down to line 2 this month, then my next mortgage payment is on what line of the schedule for next month, for August? Does anybody know? What line? Put it in the chat if you know. What line are we on next month? I need somebody to put it in the chat. Okay. If we're on line 2 now, what line are we on for next month on our amortization schedule? Anybody? On stage or in the chat, doesn't matter. Who knows? Come on, I need somebody to work with me here. All right. So let's see here. Somebody said line 3. That's exactly right. So we're on line 3. What just happened? Remember, our payment is over 12.
So line 3.
Exactly. So we're on line. All right. So go ahead, and if you're listening to us, turn down the volume on your computer or tablet, and that way and then we can I won't hear myself speaking in the background. All right. So here's what we're talking about, folks. If we're on line 3 for next month, what just happened? We eliminated line 2 on our amortization schedule for only $190.75, not for the $1,200 the bank was looking for. If you wait till next month to do it, you have to give them over $1,200, where $1,040.68 of the payment goes to interest. But if you give them the $190.75 early, you completely eliminate line 2 from your mortgage payment. Look at that. And we're on line 3 for next month. And if we're on line 3, that means we're going to pay $191.75 in principal and $1,039.68 in interest. So what happened to the $1,040.68 in interest on line 2? It is canceled. You don't have to pay that interest. Listen, I'm at 23 shares right now. I'm at 23 shares right now. I think that that's worthy of getting 2 more shares just to find out how $190.75 prepaid can save you $1,000 in interest you never have to pay the bank. Oh my goodness. We're at 23 shares right now. Can I get it to 25 to continue on, to give me some energy while I get a drink of water? All right. All right. We are there. We are there. Hold on. Let me get a quick drink. All right. So we're going to continue on, folks. So we are here. We just learned that I can get rid of a whole line on my amortization schedule for just $190.75. And this is a 6% interest rate. So now, what if I did this? What if we just made our mortgage payment here, all right, on line 1, and based on the information we just learned, I might have a little bit of money in the bank. I just might have a little bit of money. So what if I decided to look at the principal side of this and just forget about the interest side for just a minute, just look at the principal side, and I make my payment here in July, and I'm looking at my principal payments for August, September, and October. That's the $190.75 on line 2, the $191.75 on line 3, and the $192.74 on line 4. Okay. What if I gave the bank these 3 principal payments on top of my regular mortgage payment? What happens, Kenyatta? What happens to these 3 interest payments over $1,000 a month? What happens to them?
They disappear.
They disappear. You never have to pay them. Just by giving the bank that money early, you just eliminated over $3,000 in interest you never have to pay. Oh my goodness. That just excites me today to no end. We can actually do that. Miss Coffee, have you made it into the office yet? Because I don't know, when she was driving. When she gets into the office, she can't talk to us. Oh man, I waited too long.
What about Kurt? Is Kurt available to do an intro?
You know, he was going to chime in when he does, because he had to tap out for a second. He's got some other things going on. But when he does, Kurt, when you're ready, please jump in there. All right. And do a quick intro for us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back. We are back. So we just learned that we can cut off 3 payments by doing that. And if we give the bank, watch this now, we make our regular mortgage payment and give them the $190.75, the $191.75, and the $192.74. We give them that in this month as well. Our next mortgage payment for August, our new mortgage payment for August is line 5 on the schedule. What? We just eliminated 3 payments we never have to make. We just eliminated over $3,000 in interest we never have to pay. All because we decided to prepay, less than $600. Wow. Less than $500. Dang. What about that? What about that? So listen, folks, here's what I also need you to see. All right. If we could do that, now I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest. I need you to see these 2 columns, cumulative principal and cumulative interest. Now, when you get an amortization schedule from the bank, you will not see these 2 columns, cumulative principal and cumulative interest. That's where we will actually add up for you how much interest you're paying during the time you have your loan, and how much principal you're paying at any given point. We're going to look at line 12. Line 12, that's 1 year in to this mortgage, 1 year in. All right. And if we take a look at cumulative principal for 1 year, I need you to see that we would pay this loan down by $2,343.54 in 1 year if we follow the bank's program. Listen, the bank wants us to pay us on time every month. And if you pay them on time every month, you will pay this loan down by $2,343.54. In fact, that's called equity. Now you owe less. The how much the house is worth and how much you owe, the difference is equity. So we just created $2,343 in equity in 1 year. But look to the column immediately to the right. You will see that $2,343 in equity costs $12,433.62. Listen, folks, in the chat, listen, if you're online, online or in Clubhouse, put it in the chat or in the comments. Do you want to pay $12,400 in interest just to get $2,300 in equity? Anybody want to do that? I'm just wondering. Does anybody want to pay $12,400 for that much equity? Anybody? Put it in the chat. I need it. I need to see it. Yes or no? Does anybody want to do that? I need to see it so I can continue. I need to know that people are listening to this information. Come on, folks. This is what we're talking about. This is how important this is. The bank wants you to not to pay attention to how much interest you're consuming each month. The average family consumes 35 to 39% of their take-home pay on interest alone. 35 to 39% of your take-home pay just pays interest on your loans. If you got a question about any of this, raise your hand, come to the stage, and we'll handle your question this morning. All right? So here's what we got going on, folks. Now, here's my question about this. If we're supposed, this is money we have to pay back the bank on line 12, $2,343.50. You're going to have to give that to the bank because you borrowed it. You're under contractual obligation to give them that money eventually. But here's my question about that. Do you have to pay the $2,343.54? Do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments? Do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments? Answer is no. If you have it, guess what? You can give it to the bank in 1 month. What happens when we do? I'm going to put a calculator on the screen. Right now, I'm not teaching you how we pay back a loan in 7 years. I'm giving you the groundwork. You need to have some kind of baseline to work with, all right? Because in the last part of this, I'm going to show you how we actually do this with our technology, attack these loans, okay? Watch this. So we have here, I put a calculator on the screen, okay? And remember, we owe $200,000 to start with. So I got $200,000 on the screen, $200,000. And we're going to subtract, all right, right here where it says $2,343.54. So we're going to subtract that $2,343.54. So when we subtract that, it equals $197,656.46. I need you to take a look at the principal balance on line 12. Look at the principal balance on line 12. I got my cursor on it right now. It is the exact same number. If you give the bank that money in monthly payments where the mortgage payment is only about $200 a month, where we're giving the bank over $1,000 a month, you can eventually, in 1 year, pay your mortgage down to that point. Or you could give it to them all at one time if you have it. If you have it, you can give it to them all at one time and be paid down to line 12 in just 1 month. Folks, what would happen to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12 if you gave the bank that money in just 1 month? Coach, are you there? Are you listening to this? Can you come off mic? Come on, man. Listen, here's what we're talking about, folks. If you gave that to the bank in just 1 month, you're paid down to line 12, and you would save, I need you to take a look at this. Take a look. You would save $11,403.11 in interest you never have to pay. You get that equity for only $1,041.67 that you see on line 1, instead of the $12,433.62 in interest the bank was looking for. How powerful is that? Oh my goodness. I don't have a single question about this. And I got people that are getting ready to get a mortgage. Listen, do you want to know how to set this up for yourself? Now that we've learned this, now that you've learned what happens with this 6% loan, I'm going to show you now, if you can afford this payment, why this loan is better than the loan at 2.99%. So, but first of all, if you want to know more about what we're doing, how you can know the month, day, and year you could be debt free, the month, day, so that you can understand how all of this works for you, I need you to click on the link above. All right, click on the link above and then click on and understand that you can you can know for yourself the month, day, and year you can be debt free. By clicking on the link that says get a savings and earnings report. Once you click on the link that says get a savings and earnings report, then follow all of the directions. Now, there is a direction right above the where you put in your cell phone number. I need you to read that. It's going to tell you that once you read that, you will be able to put your cell phone number in and confirm. When you're ready to confirm everything, we're going to send you a code as in your message box on your phone. Get the code and then place it back into the website. Once you put that code into the website, there you go. You're going to put that in, and then you will then click on I want to save now. Now we're trying to keep the robots out of the system, folks. I don't want robots invading my system. So if you do that, then you will be able to see the financial form that you need to fill out. Fill out the financial form, and someone from my staff will give you a call and then set up with you your consultation to know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you can save. We help our clients. The average client is paid off on all of their debt, not just the mortgage, but all of their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Not 30 years to never. An average of 7 to 9 years, saving on average $150,000 that they never have to give the bank. Coach, sounds like you're there.
What? I love the way you say 30 years to never.
Yes, I have a question.
All right, go ahead, Coach.
Going back to line 1 and line 2. Line 1, you paid the mortgage, correct? That number,
right?
The 199 plus the 1,042, and then line 2, you said that you can prepay the next number, and you eliminate that particular interest rate. Now, is that when you making that payment? Is that two different payments? One for the mortgage, the original, and then you make another payment stating to them that this is for principal only?
Exactly. Here's what we're doing. I'm going to go
Gotcha.
back here. I'm going to highlight it. You make a full payment of 12. The full payment is $1,231.43. Okay. That's the principal and interest added up. You make your full payment, and then you can add to it the $190.75 if you have it. You can pay it at the same time you're paying that or sometime later, as long as you pay it before the first of the next month, and tell the bank to apply that to principal. They will do it. Does that answer your question, Coach?
Yes, it does.
And when you,
Thank you.
Yep, and when you do that, folks, you eliminate line 2 from your schedule. It's gone, and you save the $1,040.68 in interest you never have to pay. Remember at the beginning of the show when I was asking you if you could get gas at 75 cents forever, would you want to? If you could get 75% off your food bill, whether it's at a restaurant or the grocery store, would you want to? Here's how you can save 75% of your interest cost, folks. You never have to give that to the bank. And you don't need to make more money to do it. We're going to show you how to use your current budget on how to do that. All right. So we just learned, folks, that by giving the bank $2,343.54 wipes out 1 year's worth of payments. Okay. And your next payment for August, if you give the bank this money, $2,343.54, it saves you $11,403.11 in interest you never have to pay. And your next mortgage payment for next month is on line 13 of your schedule. You just knocked out 1 whole year of payments and a ton of interest by giving that money at one time, as opposed to over 12 months if you have it. Wow. Now, so you have a payment every month. Don't forget that. But would you rather be on payment number 2 on your schedule or payment number 13, where you knock out over 11 months worth, you knock out 11 months worth of payments you never have to make? This is something not even the people in the bank know and understand right now. If you're watching this, whether on the replays or live right now with us, you know more about how a loan works right now than 99.99% of all loan officers, because the loan officers don't need to know this to get their license. So please save yourself the trouble. Don't call your mortgage company, because the person that answers the phone does not know this. So don't go and ask them, is this true? You see the numbers for yourself. All right? You see the numbers for yourself. You don't need to ask them. All right? So look who's here. Look who is here today right now. Okay? One of our speakers, our featured speakers from developing a spiritual money mindset. All right.
Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Rose. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Well, I was just coming in to listen, but I was like, I haven't seen Dawn in so long. I wanted to come and say, how are you? And you're amazing. And just give love, buddy. Give love.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. Well, Jacob, what are you up to these days?
We are me and the voices in my head are currently in Richmond, Virginia, we are furnishing we're in the home stretch. Oh my God. We are furnishing our newest LGBTQ youth recovery home. And I am out meeting different key players in the community, getting them to support our initiative so that we can get these kids off the streets and on their feet and ending the dependency on drug and alcohol abuse. So that's what I'm doing. What about you?
Oh my goodness, Jacob. You make me feel like a slacker.
It's really been interesting. I've been talking to some, I've had impromptu meetings with real estate investors that I didn't set up, but other people did. And we're really trying to come together to address the housing crisis, because it is a crisis. There is a huge problem, and trying to come up with innovative solutions to address inequality in housing and in home ownership. And it has been so encouraging and so inspiring. And I really think that we can solve it. It's just going to take us as private citizens to do it. We can't depend on the government to do it. It's us. We have to do it.
That's right,
So,
Jacob. I learned from you.
yeah.
I learned from you that
I learned from you.
a nonprofit can
Mhm.
buy a house and sell that house at a profit if it wants to. A nonprofit can do that.
Absolutely. There's so much misinformation about what a nonprofit is versus a for-profit. And really, the biggest thing, if people realize that a nonprofit is owned by the public and a for-profit is run by an individual, right? So like, Don, you have a for-profit company, you own your company. I run an initiative to benefit the society I'm in. So it's not mine. I'm dealing with public funds and public initiatives versus a private interest. Both are necessary. I have for-profit entities too, but it's, if you were to look at like IKEA, everyone knows IKEA. IKEA is not a nonprofit. Technically, it's 3 nonprofits.
Wow.
Right. And Brooks Brothers, I believe they were a nonprofit at one point. I got to double check that one. The NHL, nonprofit. Like, there are so many nonprofits that people don't realize are in their everyday life that they just assume is a for-profit company. And that's not true. There's 30% of our economy is nonprofit. And once you realize that, you get 30% of the market share, because there's no one over here. There's no one. So I'm out here trying to encourage people to do something that's bigger than themselves, doing things that are intelligent, like using your methods, because you have to be financially intelligent to actually see the benefits to get our society out of debt. You know, it's really very helpful to have what you're teaching in alignment with a social cause. So it's truly powerful. I'm so grateful that you had me speak at your amazing event. When's your next one?
We're planning it now for October here in Huntsville, Alabama. And according to U.S. News and World Report, Huntsville, Alabama is the #1 city in the country in which to live. So we're going to bring it home. We're going to bring the next one home here in October.
How far is Huntsville from Birmingham?
About an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not far at all.
Nope, not at all.
There's a I can make it a business trip. There's a really amazing initiative in Birmingham. Huntsville, I can't wait. I will absolutely, yes, I would go. I cannot wait to see your event. Side note, there is a nonprofit in Birmingham where they noticed everyone was leaving because they had, their city was dying. So they came up with this plan where they pay high school students $500 a week, a month, and they take them to the community to rebuild blighted houses. So they take the measurements and use those in their math classes in high school. Their carpentry classes help them build the cabinets and the kitchens, and they do everything to rebuild their community and then sell those properties to their families. So it's ending 2 cycles of poverty and teaching financial education and trade to the kids in the public high school, reinvigorating their society. It is one of the most brilliant grassroots campaigns I can think of involving real estate, and it's right there by you guys. I wish they returned my call, but apparently I sound white when I call them, so they don't want to talk to me at the moment. And I'm just like, girl, I get it, but I'll show up and knock on your door. It's fine, I'll be there. But I think it's so cool. Anyway, I'll stop
Jacob.
and just say I'm here to support. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Listen, folks, like Jacob said, we're going to be doing this again on our mindset. All right. Conference is going to be about how to tap into your inner genius. All right. How to tap into your inner genius is going to be the overall arching idea of this next conference. And why am I talking about that? Why am I talking about that? Because you haven't heard this information anywhere else on Clubhouse, on YouTube, in your city, in your state, or whatever country you're in. You haven't heard this kind of information anywhere except for right here. And where did it come from? The inner genius that resides in all of us. I can't take credit for this. This was given to me as a God-given gift. To when I look at an amortization schedule, I can see these things. So how can we help other people tap into their inner genius to develop their God-given ideas? We need to hear from all of you on how you can do that. And listen, we're going to have people at this conference that's going to help you step by step tap into your inner genius so that you can amaze the world. I can't wait to get to it. So let's finish this up. All right. So we just showed you what happens with a 6% interest rate here. Okay. So now we're going to take all of this information we just went over, and now we're going to go to the same loan, to a $200,000 mortgage at 2.99% instead of 6%. Now, remember, one of the last things we did was prepay $2,343.54. If we prepay that, we're paid down to line 12 immediately, and it saves us $11,403.11 in interest. That means we're paid down to our principal balance on line 12, and we only pay $1,041.67 in interest. We do have a question online from Miss Sonia on YouTube. All right. And here it is. We're putting it on the screen right now. All right. So it says, so to begin, I can request the bank for a copy of my amortization schedule so I can see my monthly schedule of principal and interest. You can do that. All right. And eventually they'll give it to you. You can do that. But as soon as you pay even an extra dime on that amortization schedule, that's going to take you somewhere between 2 weeks and a month to receive. As soon as you pay even an extra dime on it, it's destroyed. It's no good anymore because all the numbers change. We're going to show you our system that keeps track of all of your amortization schedules. I don't care how many mortgages you have, we can run them for you. I don't care how many debts you have, you can put all of this in, and we simultaneously keep track of all your amortization schedules inside our computer program that does everything for you and tells you exactly how much money to pay and what month to pay it in. Watch this, folks. Watch this. All right. So now this is what happens when you have 23, 43, 54 prepaid to this loan on 6%. Now, remember, I told you that if you can afford it, your 6.25% loan is better than 2.99%. Let's go to the 2.99% and look at it. Remember, our principal payments were less than $200 on this loan. Okay. Now we're at 2.99. Our payment is $842.13. So that's less. The amount of interest that the bank wants on this is $103,000. Okay. But look at your payments now. Look at your principal payments on this loan at 2.99. If you want to make all 360 payments, then you want the lowest interest rate available. Get the lowest you can if you intend to keep that loan for 30 years. But if you want to pay it off in 7, you want an interest rate that's actually going to help you, where you can control the principal payment and how much money goes to principal. So at a lower interest rate, to get rid of line 2 on this loan, you need $344.65 to get rid of line 2. Whereas on the other loan, to get rid of line 2, all you needed was $190.75 at 6%, 6.25% interest. Kenyatta, when you learned that, how did that change your life?
It changed everything for me and my clients. I was able to actually take them on the whole journey and plan further out using the P.I.L.L method. It's one of my favorite things to show my genius.
There you go. There you go. So remember that if we paid at 3.99, okay? So I mean at 6.25, we prepaid $2,343.54, okay? And it took off 12 payments. Let's look at what around $2,300 does at 2.99. Well, look here. We'll go all the way to $2,400. If we prepay $2,400, it only takes off 7 months. What? At the lower interest rate, when we're trying to prepay this loan, at the lower interest rate, the same amount of money that eliminates 1 year worth of payments. At the higher interest rate, at the lower interest rate, 2.99, it only takes off 7 months. Oh my goodness. How many people knew that? All right. So we have a question in the audience. Let's see if we can invite him to speak. All right, mister, come on up. If you can hear me, we just sent you an invitation. All right, let's see if we can get you to come up here and ask your question. So folks, did you see that? Did you see that? The higher the principal payments, the harder it is to pay the loan off early. So the lower the interest rate, do you see why the bank is encouraging you to always refinance? Get that lower interest rate. Get the lower interest rate. They know it makes it harder for you to pay the loan off early. They know that. We don't. But now you do. You do. We're at 26 shares. We're at 26 shares. If we can get it up to 30 shares, I will finish this out for you and then show you just a little bit about how we can do this, how we could do this a little bit better. So we got from Miss Sonia again. All right, let's go. Let's get Miss Sonia's information on here. All right. So she says, it is destroyed. Wow. Thanks for that information. Okay. So we're going to put that on the screen for everybody to see. Thanks for that information. Okay. I like you're working on this process. We'll be getting back to you shortly. Okay, great, Miss Sonia. Thank you for getting back with us shortly, which means what she means is this, folks. At the top of the screen, you see the P.I.L.L method. All right. And how, you see my 10K card up there. If you click on that card, you will see that you can get a savings and earnings report. You can go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, or click on the link here above. If you're watching this online, go to ice10k.com and go to get my savings and earnings report. Once you fill out that information, you can know the month, day, and year. You can be debt free. If you want a little bit more information, a little more background, then you can also get my 5-time best-selling book from Amazon. Okay, we're trying to get it to number 6, so buy some books. We're trying to get it to be 6 times, so buy some books. And to encourage you to buy some books, we're also going to give you a 10K card worth $100. So get the book today. Get the book today, all right? And once you get the book today, we're going to make sure that you get a 10K card worth $100. Kenyatta, how the folks going to get their book? They're going to get their book, and then they're going to get a 10K card. How are they going to do that? How are they going to get their 10K card?
They're going to screenshot that receipt, upload it to ice10klive.com where it says step 3, and you're going to build out your card to your specifications with your website, social media handle, number, etc. Let us know where you want to receive your digital 10K card, and you'll receive it in an hour or less, valued at 100 or more.
Ho, ho, ho. Listen, folks, that is going to be so good for you. So what we're going to do now in our last few minutes, okay? I got our last few minutes here. We're going to pull up on the screen. I'm going to get that ready and show you what we're using instead of just a plain we're not ready to put on the screen yet. All right. We're not ready to put on the screen yet. All right. We're going to put on the screen here. I've got to get it ready. All right. So we can get this up for you. And there we go. All right. So now we are. So now I'm going to reset this. Okay. We're ready for everybody to see now. We're going to reset this program so it's ready to go for you. Now, once we have that on the screen, I'm going to show you quick, fast, and in a hurry how the program chooses how and when to pay back these loans. All right. So okay, we can post it now. We can put it up on the screen now. All right, folks, go to ice10kvideos.com and watch this. ice10kvideos.com and we can watch this. I'm ready to post. I'm ready to put it on now. All right. There we are. So here we go, folks. So this is John and Rebecca Jones. And let me show you right quick how much they owe right now. So we're going to click on the accounts tab so that we can see what they have in the bank and the loans that they have. So here they have in their checking account $500. They have in their savings account a little over $5,000, $5,138.89. So they have that in savings already. They have an auto loan of $25,000. They have a Visa at 21%. They owe $2,000 on it, and they have a mortgage of $200,000. Okay, and so they owe a total, okay, of $227,000. This is the amount of debt they qualified for with their budget. We're going to show them, I need you to take a look at this upper right-hand window, how not to pay $179,000 on that and pay everything off in 7.7 years. Wow. Let's go back to the action plan, because action plan is where we track all the income and the outgo. All right. I've got 2 minutes here. Okay. I got 2 minutes before we have to leave. Before we have to leave our live stream. So John gets paid $950. Okay. $950. And that's deposited in his bank account. So he tells the program, I got paid $950. And then he does, and it disappears from the screen. Now, that went into his virtual bank account, and it matches what he has at his real bank account. So if we take a look at the accounts, we can see that he has over $1,450 in his, he has $1,450 in his checking account in the program, and he has the same amount at his bank. Therefore, he can pay his mortgage. So when he writes a check to pay the mortgage, all right, he executes that. I tell the program I paid the mortgage, and now we subtract $1,199 from his bank account in the program, which is a virtual bank account, in the metaverse. And because we are subtracting that same amount from his real bank. And when we do that, then the program knows exactly how much money he has. He's going to do the same thing when he pays the utilities, when Rebecca gets her paycheck. And do you see these little arrows here? These little arrows tell you when to put money in savings, because this is money they don't need for anything else. They're making their money and they put all of their bills into this thing. So the program is predicting that on the 5th of this month, or we're starting in May and we're going all the way through this month here, the current month, July. All right. Put $100.90 in the bank. Put $588.72 in the bank right here, because that's money you don't need for anything else. And it's saving up that money in the bank. We're not putting any extra money on the debt in May. Neither are we putting any extra money on the debt in June. We're just saving it up. Okay? So we're putting money in, and we're making the minimum payments on the mortgage, on the Visa, which is $50.47, and on the auto loan, which is $460.41. But when we get down into July, we get new information. Look at this. We are paying, look at this. The program says on the 7th of the month, put $2,002.82 on the Visa and save $1,736.34 in interest. Look at that. And when we go back down here to this month, it says wait till you make your regular mortgage payment on the 1st, and then you pay an extra $1,116.98 on the mortgage on the 7th of the month. And by doing that on this mortgage, you save $5,435.91 in interest. So you don't do it every month. Just follow the program, folks. And where you're going to use your same budget to get you out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. How are you going to do that? Go to the link above, click on that thing, and get your savings and earnings report. Get the book and get your 10K card. And listen, for all of you that have been watching us online, thank you so much for being with us here one more time. Listen, this is show number 104 on how to do this. We're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time as we say goodbye to you online. Everybody else on Clubhouse, hang out for just a couple more minutes. Go right ahead.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.